In today's episode, we're here with the Urie Loco Society to get an update about 499 and to find out a little bit more about what's happening with 506. Welcome to In the Loop. Hello folks and welcome to the Watercress line. Now before we go any further, it's time as always for a quick fire look around the railway to see what's been happening since the last episode. Well, what a gala that was. 3 fantastic visiting locomotives, Canadian Pacific out and our IVET made for a fantastic 3 days. And while the T3 has been here, they've taken the opportunity to stay a little bit longer to use our wheel drop to get the front bogie out to do some rivet replacements as well. Now, understandably, you may have already seen our gala highlights, but believe it or not, there is more, for we had our drone team out as well. So we'll end the episode with that. But for now, onwards with the news. Up here at Alton, over the winter, the Wagon Group have been doing work on their towed brake van. If you remember when we last came to see it, they were just starting the process. So on the far side, the south side, that's where the weather really hits our vehicles in general. So they had to do a lot of timber replacement. This side was a bit more of a touching up. They've done a complete repaint as well on the outside and inside. And needless to say, it does look absolutely superb. Now from Alton down to Medstead, one of the other parts of the Wagon Group, they are down here working on one of our BY vans. They're currently doing some timber replacement on the inside and looking at some of the waterproofing as well before giving it a good repaint. Further down, they've got even more going on. Now aside from general wear and tear timber replacements like we're doing on one of the S&D vans here before giving it a repaint, we saw last time this steel wagon. They were doing quite a lot of the steel work, brake rigging and motion below. Well, that's all done now. They're waiting for the brake cylinder to come back from Carriage Works before they put the floor in and get that back into service. The van behind the LMS van under the tarpaulin, that's had a full restoration. When they started, it was just a bit of steel works and rotten timbers. All of that's been replaced, painted inside and out, and it will look spectacular. But rest assured, we will be coming back here to Medstead and Foremark Station to see a bit more of the behind the scenes action here with the Wagon Group. Now, if you do follow us on YouTube, you may have already seen some bonus videos appearing, but if you haven't, let me give you a little insight. The first one is our textiles project, a Railway 200 celebration idea from our fantastic education and outreach coordinator, Dan. These textile panels really brought together so many people who weren't necessarily interested in railways, and the work is wonderful. They're currently touring around Hampshire, so if you do want to find out a bit more about those, do visit watercressline.co.uk. And secondly, Southampton Solent University, they've been down for their annual visit for their film and media students to make videos about various projects. From their side, they get to work with the clients, and from our side, we get to see some fantastic videos. And it's interesting from my point of view, from the film unit, to see what people from, let's say, a non-railway background find interesting. So we've been posting some of their videos on YouTube. Do give them a watch. I think you're going to love them. Over here on the pit road, our little blue engine here is getting ready for its annual boiler exam, which is happening tomorrow, where the boiler inspector comes down to make sure the locomotive sort of, well, works and can be certified, looking at the boiler, steam fittings, ensuring all of the ancillaries work, and then they'll sign it off for another year. The IVET behind is having a washout as well. Down here with our standard 475079, you can see the side rods are on. They've also fitted the brake rigging, and with the tender, they're in the final stages now, touching up, and they're getting ready to test fillets. So exciting times ahead. Over here in the Carriage Works, we've got a couple of coaches in, and these are just having some running maintenance. They're doing some spring replacements and also doing some work on the interiors. So once again, when we do roll out, they'll be looking spick and span and ready for the travelling public. Up here in the diesel yard, following on from our previous update with Line, the roof has now gone on and they're continuing with the interior work. Understandably, as they crack on, we shall keep you posted. Well, a lot's happening here at the Watercress line. Now today's video, we're with the Urie Loco Society, and you may recognise the next person to chat on camera, for he is Neil, one of the team at the Carriage Works and is part of the ULS in his spare time. So once again, over to you, Neil.
Hello, Neil Marshall here, Chairman of the Urie Locomotive Society. This week we're going to be doing an episode and giving you lots of news about what we've been doing throughout the last year on both our locomotives. So that's 506 and 499. I thought it'd be a nice thing to do though, to come up to the picnic area first and show you this plaque which has been dedicated to our chairman, Mark Pedley, who sadly passed away about a year ago now. Now his family have very kindly donated this, so thank you very much to them. They've also planted a tree behind here. I did ask Barry, our engineer, what kind of tree it was, and he said it was a wooden one. So that was a lot of help. Okay, now all the noise you can hear in the background is because at the moment we've got the Thomas event in full swing, so please accept my apologies if you can hear singing behind me. It's not my backing vocalist. Okay, so we're now in the boiler shop. Now sadly 506 had to come out of traffic a couple of months ago because we found some leaks in the inner firebox. Now what's happened is that there were some cracks in the copper plate. Now to repair that, we've had to lift the boiler out of the frames and bring it into the boiler shop. What the guys have done, they've taken out some stays there, which is below the frame line. Frame line's about here, okay? So those have been taken out and going to be replaced. There's been some copper welding done on the cracks on the inside, and they're pretty much at the stage now where everything's now been drilled and tapped, and they're ready to put the new stays back in. So hopefully within a few months the loco will be back in traffic with all that back in the boiler. Okay, so while we're walking down the boiler shop now, if you have a look at 506's boiler cladding, that's being rubbed down for a repaint. So it's sort of midway through its ticket now. Paint was looking a little bit shabby, so we decided that we're going to do the repaint now. It's always been our goal really to, at some point in the loco's time out, that we're going to paint it into BR Black livery, which is what it's going to come out as. So yeah, be BR Black 30506, and it will be with a small crest on the tender. Okay, so now we're sort of moving on to 499's boiler. We've taken the tube plate off here. At the North York Moors they had a bit of trouble with a similar boiler, so we were very mindful that we were going to really look very hard for cracks, because obviously taking the boiler apart to this extent when the loco's in traffic is a real pain. So that's what we did, and lo and behold we found some cracks. So what you're looking at now is the angle ring. Check this and tested it. We know we can reuse this, so all we've got to do now is repair some of the holes and then make sure that's flat surface, so when the new tube plate goes in, two things will marry up nicely together. Okay, now turning around, this is the tube plate, the old tube plate that we took out. Right round here, you can see there's cracks pretty much from that white line round to that white line. So there's a crack up pretty much between every hole here. So it's a really good job we took this out. You can't actually see it from the front side. It wasn't until we got it off we realised the full extent of the problem. So really glad we're doing this now and not a few years down the line when the loco's in traffic. Now we come up in true Urie style, come up some really quite interesting and innovative ways to try and get people to part with their money. So instead of you donating for something tangible, which will actually be on the engine, we decided that people can donate for a hole. So you can actually give us some money, and what we'll do with the new tube plate when we make it is we'll cut a hole with your name on it. Okay, so we're at the rear end of 499's brand new tender now. This side now is pretty much complete. You'll be able to see probably from the pictures where we've riveted the frames on the inside to the outside plate. It's all been welded together and welded along the bottom through the length. So pretty much this side and the front shoveling plate are now complete. So massive job this has been, but it's been all undertaken outside in the weather by the volunteers of the Urie Locomotive Society. So walking down, you can see obviously that the guys got this far with their paintbrushes, so they'll probably finish this off in a few weeks' time. So really, on the face of it, not much to see, but to be honest, the amount of work that's gone into this has been phenomenal. And as I say, all done outside. Now you'll see our lovely banner with all our details on. We'll put details of this up on the screen for you as well, so if you want to donate to the society, you can. We're having a big push on at the moment for donations. Obviously, we've got the tube plate to cover, and obviously we really desperately want to finish this job off within the next 3 years, ideally. That's the plan that we've got. So really exciting time for us. We're sort of really steaming ahead with this job now. So moving down a little bit further, just round the front, we'll get a shot of this no doubt, but just round the corner there you'll be able to see the hole where the coal's going to come through. So next job we're going to have is to move this completely into the space where 499's frames are at the moment. The plan is when the boiler for 506 comes out the shed, probably in the summer, to go back in the frames. 499 is going to come out of its tent where it's been for years. It's going to be put on a trolley and wheeled into the main shed, so then they're going to crack on with putting the wheels underneath it. 499's tender will be turned through 180 degrees and put actually where the main frames are now, which means that then we can do the same on the other side of this. The next job after that, get the coal raves up, floor in, and then pretty much this tank will be done. Okay, so we've moved down to the locomotive shed now, and behind me we've got 506's frames, the cylinders here. Now the Loco did a lot of miles while the guys in here were finishing off Canadian Pacific, so it pretty much was the mainstay of the fleet for quite a long time. So while the boiler is out the frames, we've taken the opportunity to strip it down, take the wheels out and give it pretty much a mid-term service. Obviously you can see all the driving wheels are out. You can see the nice new shiny paintwork that Jose's nicely done for us as part of the repaint. Not a massive amount to see, but just over there you'll be able to see the main driving wheels. Okay, so basically the axle boxes have come out, all being reset up, so hopefully the locomotive is going to give us sort of another 4 years of service. Okay, so we're down in the paint shop now. We're looking at 506's tender. Jose's been busy painting it, and it's come up with a nice mirror finish, looking fantastic. Hasn't quite got round to painting the coal yet, but I will have words with him about that. Now, thank you very much for watching this episode. As we move down, you'll be able to see the paint job. If you want any more information about the Society, please have a look in the description below or above. And looking here, you can just see the early BR crest, which is the way the Loco is going to come out. So again, thank you very much for watching, and donate if you can.
Well, a lot happening here with the Urie Loco Society's two locomotives, 499 and 506. And as Neil mentioned, if you do want to keep in touch with everything that's happening, do visit their website, uriesociety.co.uk, for more information. Interestingly, just as we finished filming, Neil mentioned something wonderful. See, the fundraiser they had going to machine the conrods and manufacture the oil drip trays in the cab, they've now reached their target. So a huge thank you to everyone who donated. And as always, if you do want to continue donating to the Urie Loco Society to get 499 back up and running, well, we've seen some ways you can do that. Once again, visit uriesociety.co.uk for more information. That's it from us this time, folks. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you to Neil for chatting to us. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And as promised, we shall leave you with some more wonderful Springsteen Gala highlights. See you next time.